the segue here to the WGA is back in 2007. Like I said, when they went on strike, there were a bunch of shows that I was watching, and when they came off strike and came back into the writers' room, some of those shows never returned, and they were some good ones. They weren't bad, but they were so new that they were just dropped. Maybe by that time the actors weren't available anymore, or circumstances, or the funding because of different things. So I thought about this time around, and I proposed our question of the week. Hey, which is, what show would you pick to survive the writer's strike? So we don't know what shows are in danger, but just if you had to pick one that you like, no, this one has to come back, what would it be? So we're going to read from our audience, and then we'll tell you what ours is. So Carlos, CFG908, Instagram, he actually gave two examples. House of the Dragon and The Last of Us, which I watched The Last of Us with Dupree. I never played the game. I watched, I think Dupree played the game a couple of times, and I was like, this game's kind of scary. I don't need this in my life. So I ain't watch it no more. But then I watched the show, which is scary. But I enjoyed it.
No, but having to make the decisions in the game is different than having to watch the show, for sure. Yeah, so it's like, yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it's a little bit more. All right. Just another movie night, a.k.a. Scott, says Severance. And he added, it's such a smart metaphorical take on life versus work. So smart, and it had the best cliffhanger finale. Can't wait for more. Scott, we're right with you, and we hope that there is more. All right. Lucas says The Last of Us. Lydia said Stranger Things and Family Guy. I'm going to be honest. I didn't know Family Guy was still on.
I was like, huh? I didn't know they still made new episodes.
I mean,
that's crazy.
But to be fair, Simpsons is still on.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
Girl, yes. Still. And I'm just like, when did I stop watching The Simpsons? And I think it was like 20 years ago. But yeah, I'm with you, Lydia. Stranger Things. Like, I need the finale. I need to know how this ends. I need it. Samantha, she says, just one. Well, obviously, Abbott Elementary, but I'm going to sneak in Wednesday, too. So Wednesday was the new take on the Addams Family, which, okay, real quick, back to AI. Yes, that is a retelling of a property, but it was done in such a new, different way. And I really enjoyed it. The only thing I didn't like about it was how they did Pugsley. They made him very weak and scared, and that is not Pugsley. Pugsley's like, I don't care. And I know that it was because of a different take, and they wanted to kind of show how much bigger and badder Wednesday is and how she takes care of him. But to be perfectly honest with you, Wednesday was always big and bad. She was always
more badass than him.
More badass than him.
It's just that
and
he
smarter
could
and everything.
Carry his own.
Yeah, he could carry his own.
That was his thing.
Yeah.
I didn't know they made him like
that was my
a milk toast.
Yes, they did.
Pushover. That's sad.
Yes.
That's a disservice to his character.
Disservice to him. I get it. It's somebody else's vision, but
you would think twice to mess with Pugsley.
Yes.
In any of those movies.
And even if you did, it rolled right off his back. He was just like, okay, watch.
Like, all right,
I'm gonna do my own thing anyway. So that's the only sore spot in the Wednesday series for me. And to be fair, you don't even get to see much of it anyway, because literally it's about her, and she gets sent away to a school for like the strange and gifted or whatever. So you only see Pugsley like in 2 episodes and small parts, but again, okay. I'm not going to get into that. Not my vision. I get it. Anthony says The Rookie. Film Brain. Anthony Film Brain says The Rookie. I believe it's the one with, oh my gosh, what is his name? I just in out. See how you see what AI is doing? I can't remember stuff. Gone. Because I know why. I can just be like, I'm gonna just Google it and I can just find it, but I refuse to do it now. I'm not gonna do it. And it's this guy. I think the premise is a guy who joins the force and becomes a rookie cop like in his 40s. Mm-hmm. And it's Nathan something.
Nathan Drake.
Well,
that's that comic book character.
That's the
guy.
character.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion.
Yes, Nathan. See?
Yes.
Take that.
Nice.
AI. Brain still works.
Yeah. I've been artificially intelligent my whole life.
So, I like the premise of the show. I never watched it, but I like the premise of the show. So, Ed B, shout out O'Shea Jones, Zombie Chronicles. To see you there. He says, "Falling for the Manny." I had never heard of this show.
Me either.
But "Falling for the Manny" is very clear. Manny, I believe, is male nanny. Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking into this. Sigmund Cinema says Abbott Elementary. I Love Chrissy says any series Laura Jean is in. Okay, so Laura Jean is the character from To All the Boys Have Ever Loved. That has 3 movies on Netflix. But that character does not have a show. That character's sister is the one that got the spinoff show. So I agree with you. I love that character, Laura Jean. I would love to see more of her. But they have to create that show. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll come back and they'll do that. And movies we love, Bart says Chuck. So, but I thought Chuck was a different one. Is Chuck the one where the guy is it's like a secret agent or something in his brain? I don't know.
I only remember Good Luck Chuck. That movie about that guy that dates these girls, and then every time they break up, the next guy the girl dates, she marries. So he's like the good luck.
Oh, no, that's different.
Yeah.
But yes, I know it had Jessica Alba was the love interest in that movie. That was a cool movie. That was interesting. I didn't see that coming. Oh, okay, here we go.
Is that Paul Rudd too? Was that Paul Rudd?
No. That was a different comedian guy. What's his name?
From I Love You Man, the other guy, right?
I know who you're talking about. Is it Dan something?
Oh, man, I gotta look it up.
Okay, so Chuck. But this was an old show.
Oh, Good Luck Charlie.
From
No,
Disney?
no, that's a different show.
That's different. Okay, so if this is the one that Bart is telling me, this show, which I have heard of it, but it's from like 2007.
Oh, it's fucking, excuse my language. It's Dane Cook.
Yes, Dane Cook.
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
I'm also not really a fan of Dane Cook too much. But I did like the concept of the movie.
Yeah, and it makes sense why they all broke up with him and then married the next guy, because he was...
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. All right. So Chuck it's not what I thought, but he opens an email that has been encoded subliminally with vital government secrets, triggering a massive download of critical information to his brain. With assassins and international terrorists eager to nab his brain, it falls to Maj, his partner, to help him, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All right. Yes, I do recall this show. I never watched it. But it's so old, Bart. All right. I'm not going to be a hater.
He wants it back.
He wants it back. He wants
Bring
it back
into his life.
You know what? You're right. Who am I? You're right. Because you know what? If they can do some laying behind live action versions and bringing back Lion King and bringing back Aladdin and bringing back Moana and ruining everything for me, then they can absolutely Absolutely bring back Chuck into it. Okay, I'm sorry. I was not a fan of Lion King remake. I'm sorry.
I wasn't either.
I mean,
It was just okay. I had higher expectations for it.
well, I think it's also because, again, they're so caught up in the live action realism, they're removing the magic of what it was.
Yeah.
Yes, live action lions would not have facial expressions and be all of this stuff. If I wanted that, I would just watch the Discovery Channel. But okay, whatever. So,
Can't watch Discovery Channel because it's gonna only have reality TV.
I don't want to talk about it.
Don't tell me.
National
Yo, I grew
Geographic.
up. That doesn't have reality TV on it anymore either.
I know. National Geographic.
It's like maybe you'll get to see the Alaska family that's fake, or whatever.
Alaska family.
There's like this Alaska homestead family on the Nat Geo channel or whatever, and they're like, it's like all for show, you know, like.
Oh, you know I know.
And like the guy was a banker and then gave him his life, and it's like my guy, and then he's like got a trust fund or something like that, and it's like you force your kids to shit in the woods. All for TV.
I love how you've made it very simple and clean cut.
They gotta poop in the woods because you want to get paid by it.
I mean,
it's cool.
To be fair,
getting paid.
Parents have done a lot worse.
Yeah.
A lot more work to the kids for money.
Yes.
And fame.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
But, and then Brianna says, Owl House, OWL. It's an animated show on Disney Plus.
Oh, I know that show.
Oh, okay.
I watch it. I haven't watched it in a while, but I know what it is.
Okay. So, with that being said, Chelsey?
Severance, Abbott Elementary.
Okay, Chelsey was ready.
Yes,
you
those
better
are my
bring
top
me
two
back
shows.
Severance and Abbott Elementary. Okay.
Yeah, I just can't imagine like bringing such amazing shows and then just letting them die.
Yeah.
Like, God forbid, I hope they don't last 2 years to write a strike. But even if it takes that long, it has to come back. Especially Severance. Like if somebody lets that die, I'll forever be upset. I will strike watching TV because Severance
Chelsey will never forgive you.
Severance is top notch.
Top notch.
I feel like Severance when I'm at work. When they're in the workplace, that's me. That's how I feel. And then when they leave and they have their normal lives, I'm like, that's me. That's exactly how I feel. Mm-hmm. Do not cancel Severance. # do not cancel Severance.
Nice.
You heard it. Watching you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Adam Scott, don't let it die.
I also will agree with Severance, and that I think was just such a good, it's not an expose on like what's going on, but it's a good talk about how people must feel. Some people must feel having to go to work and then wishing they didn't have to remember anything from work when they go home, or wishing they didn't have to remember home things at work. Because I know how many times you've had, or not you, but people in general have had a personal emergency, but they have to be at work, and they're continuously thinking about this home issue, and they can't do their job properly, or when they're at home and they're being frustrated by a work issue, and so it's a thing that a lot of people have to deal with, because a lot of people unfortunately have to actually feed themselves and put clothes on their kids and put a roof over their heads and go to work and stuff like that. So it's just a interesting, it's almost, I feel it's an insult also to society, the show in itself. Look at yourselves.
Yeah.
Look at what you've done.
Look at what we've become.
Look at what we've become. So it's also that, and like I was saying earlier, humans, we are a storytelling humanity, culture, society, and being able to tell the story that so many people feel like that is such a powerful thing. And the way that people can connect, even though it's fictional, but can connect to the feeling that the story gives you, is very powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, Severance is definitely a cool look at society and today, and I definitely want to see how they wrap it all up because of the cliffhanger, and like the acting was so good, the writing was so good, and you know, from a creative's perspective, like they did such a great job on it. It would be such a shame to not finish that story.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, I definitely want to see the culmination of Severance. Absolutely. That's definitely something that I will wish for. Everything else,
Take it or leave it.
take it or leave it. You can make it for me or not. It's like, and then it's my choice to consume it. So,
You know
like,
what this tells me? He is really pissed off about Yellow Jackets.
they better make another season now. Tell me what happened, how they got rescued.
Yeah.
Just show them getting off the airplane.
You guys have to make it up to Fahad. All
How did they
right?
get out of these woods? They kind of touch on how they got on the woods in this last episode, but it's like, it's very far fetched.
They owe
and
you.
it would be very convenient if that's how they're saved.
They owe you. They owe you.
Yeah, Showtime's $10.99 a month.
Since we're basically like, even though we're supposed to be one show, we're kind of limiting it to we're allowing like two, kind of like squeezing a little bit. So my third choice would have been Severance. I'm just saying that, but I can only pick two, and it was so close though. Like I'm with you guys. It was so close, and what edged it out was family, and here's what I mean by that. So one is Abbott Elementary. First of all, it's such a funny show. Quinta is like amazing. Writing idea. I love how they're able to show you the system, how screwed it is, but they don't dwell on it. They add a comedy to it. They, it's kind of like letting you know what's going on, but like they're not virtue signaling. They're not like trying to preach to you. It's just the way things are. And for me, comedy is one of the hardest mediums to nail. So I need a comedic show. I need that. And amongst everything, I need a comedy show. And they hit it, you got to come back. And my other choice that edged out Severance is From. And that's because that is me and my sister's like viewing. That's like our quality time of like
Nice.
getting into it. So on top of it already being a really good show, like it's definitely good. I think that the things that are explored in Severance are more notable to society than this story about pretend place. But because of the family element around it for me, the quality time, and how awesome the show is, how crazy the mysteries, and I'm just like, yo, what are we doing with this show? I can't. That has to be edged it out. So, Abbott Elementary, From. So, I pose this question to you guys. Let us know, like, what TV show, and I will allow you guys to pick two, would you save from the writer's strike? Because we're not sure what's going to be affected. We're not sure. Hopefully nothing, but, I mean, depending on how long the strike is, the people, the actors themselves, all the elements, whether they are available or not, these things happen because gig to gig, you can't sit idle for long in this industry. So, but yeah, leave us a comment, let us know. You follow us on our Facebook, Real Movie Lovers, and our Instagram, Real Movie Lovers. We post videos, we post questions of the week there. We have a ball. And you can also join our Patreon. Hey, NXG Global Productions. So we'll be doing more with that this year. So funsies. All right, next topic.